What a wonderful day. Doc here. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And it's another fun-filled day. Right, what do I have up there? I have oil, right? Yeah. Oh, look at the way oil. It's selling down yesterday, and gold itself. You know, I guess you could say the commodities in general seem to be moving down. A lot less paranoia. I mean, there's really heavy production going on in the oil market. No wonder. I just took a piece of popcorn. I should have done that. Anyway, no wonder why, we see natural gas moving down. Let's just take a look at natural gas. And then I know we start off usually with the currencies on some level. Yesterday or 2 days ago, we started off with interest rates because of, or maybe it was yesterday, because of the way the currency has been going. But you can see here natural gas, it's been on a glide path down, 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 and down, and down, down, down. And even today, it's down, 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 and down. So a lot of energy out there, fuel, so forth. You can see here on the weekly, too. Here's the weekly. It's making a nice deep dive quick after, 6 weeks in a buy. And, it's basically rolling over. And you can see it's been in that weekly buy pretty much back here at the beginning of September. So, interesting. It took a little while to get it going. Daily, you can see here it is the daily, the algorithm on the daily on the natural gas pressing down more. Because, we were kind of interested, at least I was. I found it fascinating that energy company in Spain was really pushing south with no problem for, 3 or 4 weeks, I think, something like that. Let's just take a look at that. Just the way energies are at this point. We're going into the cold part of the year up here in the northern hemisphere, and at the same time, we're seeing energy prices move down, which is nice. We weren't really that happy with our friends in Europe freezing, cold. And you can see here, look at the daily and the weekly. You can see both of them. Here's the weekly. This thing has not really, you're talking about 5 weeks now in a sell. So, it wasn't like, you can see all the way back in here, there's about 5 weeks. So, it wasn't, it was finding ways down. And you can see we'd slide into a buy for a little bit right here, and then it would go right back into a sell again, and then we jump into a buy. I think we jumped into a buy somewhere around in here again after flatlining, and then dropping into that sell again, like right there. I guess that's what it was on the first, and right in there it went into dropped underneath the manifold or the zero line itself. But anyway, energy is finding a way to go down, and we're happy about it. So now let's go take a look at the dollar index. Oh, there's Robin. Yo, Robin. Interested in Doc's trading? Robin closed shoes up 5 individual markets. Exactly. Yeah, just check it out. That's cool. Good there, Robin. Let's give them even a little bit easier right there. There it is. You can see who we are. Chicago Quant Technologies. Ducascopy has let us share our knowledge and our opinion every day on the markets. And there's Ducascopy right there. And they have some very interesting tools. They have a nice trading platform. And we can be a complement to them, that's for sure. Bang, bang, bang. Like a newsletter. That's what we are in a sense. We're a financial spreadsheet newsletter that has charts. So there it is. All right. Good point, Robin, there. Very good point. Let's go take a look at the, where was I headed? To the dollar index, right? Yeah, let's go see what the dollar index is doing this morning. I mean, it's like, I don't know, on the spreadsheet, what do we got? Something like 10 days, 12 days, something like that? 12 days, yeah. 12 days in a daily buy. 2 weeks in a buy. A lot of pressure on the upside here. I think I saw this morning they showed inflation numbers out of England, 1.7. And with that, they knocked the, let's put that up on the screen. With that, the British pound is, moving down. Now, yesterday they had thrown it into the buy, the daily buy, and a weekly sell. So it's kind of like a neutral situation there. So you didn't get a chance to benefit from that slammeroo so much. when you're trading the like what I like to call the hard delta. Let's see right there. There it is. And you can see right there. You know, it's been trying to push itself into the buy, and it doesn't look as bad on there. Wait till we make it the full screen. You'll see it. You know, it's a gap down. And so for the last 3 days, you know, went into the buy there and, you know, lifted up there. And now we're just sitting back down at the lows of 2 days ago, or I guess you could say 3 days ago. But at the same time, we would not be trading that long. And anybody out there who follows our daily, you know, webinar knows that reason why we wouldn't is this screen right here. The bottom screen tells us all the time. The overall trend is down. You can see it here, 3 weeks in a sell right there. And there, and there. So, you know, you could cover, and if you have a position on, you can assume that there's pressure on the upside, which there was right there. And that's why we could see on the daily algorithm compared to the weekly, it jumped into the buy. And then you can see right here when it jumped into the buy on this one, the next day they gapped it up. Boy, they made a fast run at it. Maybe that was good news. You know, today they've slammed it down because they're hearing that their inflation rate is at 1.7. As much, who knows, with these central banks and the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and you just don't know anymore about what the reality is. It's very sad. You know, we used to be able to trust fundamentals at least a little bit more than what we do today. Janos has made some interesting webinar videos on it. I'm always reminding everybody about that. Unfortunately, we can't find them. They've disappeared altogether. But he was definitely on target about the idea about how to trade fundamentals. Fundamental news. News. If you can call it news anymore. All right. So let's go back to the dollar index, I guess we could say, and finish off our train of thought on that. What were we thinking about the dollar? Well, a couple of things have kicked out. And as you can see, we're just going to put the... Oh, there it is right there. Let's go full screen on that, like that. You know, it's been in a buy, and ever since, this is where like the interest rates were cut at a 0.5 percentage point, and you would have thought, oh my goodness, they're going to slam this thing down to the 96, 97. I thought so. At least I thought so. You know, we were in a weekly sell for, I don't know, like 12 weeks we were in a weekly sell. And I thought, okay, yeah, that makes sense. You know, they cut the interest rates in the United States. They're going to start selling the dollar. And what did they do? They went and bought the dollar. So the shorts who had been selling the dollar realized that there was nothing left in it. And they started covering their shorts and taking their profits. So they anticipated very well that the 0.5% was coming, and it did. The odd part out of it all, and we've even labeled a webinar about it, was the fact that, let's show you in pictures. Right there, here's the 30-year bond, right there. Give it another spin. Here it comes. There we go. Now, here is the 30-year bond. And, you know, they cut the interest rate up in here, or somewhere's around in here at least. And they were already starting to anticipate. The bond traders really knew that it was not the place to be. And then just recently, we finally are doing a little bottoming in here. But they basically took a 0.5 percentage point out of the market, which is really odd, since the Fed cut the interest rate 0.5 percentage point. It's almost like the actual market itself said, nah, not a good idea. And we all thought that it was a bad idea to begin with. I was comfortable with a 0.25% decrease, you know, a cut. But a half, I thought that was overzealous. That was too political. And sure enough, it was political. You know, because look at it. The market doesn't like what happened. So, in other words, you know, it's okay for the banks. It's helped them out on the earnings and so forth. It really, you know, that makes it even easier because they don't exactly lower rates quick when they get a cut. Maybe to some of their top-notch clients that have billions in there. but not really. Every borrower or credit card holder or so forth. It takes a little while to get that through the system. So that is that. So that's been a very odd thing. Matter of fact, let's look at. I want to look at the 10-year, which is allegedly now people really follow the 10-year. For decades, it was always the 30-year. Notice the 30-year doesn't seem to want to go away, though. You can see it. And there's the 10-year. And it didn't have that big a fall. In other words, they cut the interest rate right here. It took about 5 days for them to figure it out, and then smash. So they seem to be holding this top there and holding this top there, and they're holding that low there. They took out, these two lows here, which is interesting because, they busted through. That's what that big, drive down was. And then they drifted to here, but a lot of support in this area here. A lot of support. So, all right, that's the 10-year. Just thought it would be interesting to look at. Looky. Now let's go over to the currencies. We'll go take a look at the euro and so forth. I like going on my old platform for that. I enjoy playing with it more. So there it is right there. And there's the euro. You see, the euro is really quiet compared to the British pound. Right there. You can see that slammed, hard push down. And you can see it's pushing back into the sell. We did go into the buy yesterday right there. And now we are pushing into the sell right there. So it's like bing, bang, boom. Now, obviously, you can see 3 weeks in the sell here, just like we had in our beta platform that we're using way more now, which I love. And you can try using it too if you would like. Robin will let you have it for a couple of weeks for free. And so, the cable, had good economic news, and let's hope it stays that way. Let's take a look at right there. And there's a Swiss. A little surprising. The dollar is not exactly that strong, and I'm really surprised the Swiss is, I thought they'd try to roll over a little bit, but it has not. 3 weeks in a buy, and I don't know, what's it on the spreadsheet? Spreadsheet says, where's it? Right there, right? Yeah, 11 days. See, like right there. 11 days in a buy. So it's going on a 12th day. Yeah, but at least, I don't see this thing getting past the 90, so that's good. And I don't think we're even going to run to there, but you never know. There's Mr. Trump is leading in the polls. He's really starting to, he goes to these economic clubs around the country. Like the New York Economic Club is historic, and he was in the Detroit one, and then he was yesterday he was in the Chicago one, and I'm trying to think where else he's been. He's been in a couple others. And they cheer him. They stand up and cheer him. They love his policies. So it's hard to believe that he's not going to get elected. It'll take millions and millions of illegal aliens to stop him from getting elected at this point. I think that's the only way you could really look at it. It'll take millions of illegal aliens to stop him. That's why Joey Biden, Joey the monkey, he brought in, and him and what was her name, Kamala. She was the border czar, and they let millions, tens of millions in, so that they could vote Trumpy out with illegal voters, because you're not supposed to vote. Look what happened when the South Africans gave illegal voters half a vote. They ended up shutting the country down and pretending it was racism, and the next thing you know, it's a kapooey. Currency's trading at 3 and 4 now. It trades at 19. It's doing the Turkish lira thing. So, letting illegals to vote is a crazy idea. They don't have any skin in the game, as we would say. In other words, what do they care? They're just here to do that. So, if it all works the way it's going, even the tens of millions of illegal voters might not be able to stop Trump. Yeah, looks it that way too. All right, now from there, we go over to there it is right there. Even look at that. That's kind of interesting. You know, the Euro GBP spread has been in a sell. Was that 3, 4, 5, 6? This is the seventh day. It's still in the minus. It's been in a weekly sell for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the eighth week. You know, so it went into the weekly sell up in here in the 84.5, about 84.5 area. Traded down to, was it 83? So, what's this? Robin says, "Are you interested in Doc's trading approach? Receive 5 markets of your choice, 2 weeks." Oh, nice, very nice. So yeah, I mean that is really the bulk of it. Look at that, the Euro GBP. I thought for sure this morning this thing would have been in the buy with no problem, but it's not. So it just tells us as much interest, or let's put it this way, no matter what's going on in England with that unemployment thing. Matter of fact, we should put that up on the screen. Oh, you can't even see what I'm looking at here. Let's do that right there. And look at that. Euro GBP is still down, you know, in all those weeks in a sell. Let me go over to the Dukascopy economic calendar. Put this in there like that. Put that like that. And let's see if we can identify today what was going on in England. So, I mean, I'm rambling about it. Let's see, there's today, like that. Yeah, retail prices, actual were 2.7, forecast was 3.1, previous was 3.5. That's a big drop. I saw something at 1.7. What was that? Let's see if we can spot it right there. The consumer price index, year over year, 1.7. They were expecting 1.9, and previous one was 2.2. So, I mean, all these numbers here in retail prices, retail index, month over month, producer prices, output, you know, all moving in the favor. PPI, again, right there, month over month, and there's the core, 1.4. You know, they're doing much better than what the Fed is doing. The Fed is still hanging out in that 2.5, 3.5 area, something like that. One of those things, the core thing, has moved up to 4. Yeah, they shouldn't have done that half a point increase or a decrease. That really didn't help any. So that's what's going on there. Now in the States here, we had, what do we have today in the States? Import prices came out 0.4. They were looking for 0.3, and previous one was 0.3. And then export prices -7. They were looking for -5. And the previous one was -7, so that's not good. Export price index, you know, it's a minus, so we're exporting even less. And then the export price index year over year is at -2.1. Previous one was 707. Wow, that don't look good. So this is the Dukascopy calendar. Let me just show you the website for Dukascopy. Let's just throw that up there one more time. There it is, right there. Dukascopy, and has all these opportunities for you right there. You got the calendar, and where is it? It's around in here on the front page. You can go after it somewhere around here. Maybe it's over here. It's there. Let's see if we can find it for you, so you can go look at it too. Markets information. Maybe that's it right there. There it is right there. Markets information, and it is the calendar right there. Zip-diddy-doo-dah. Let me see that like that. All right. And so, that's where I drift off to for my technical tools. All right, now from, let's see, let's go back to, let's go back to the currencies. Because again, like I said, I'm impressed that the Euro GBP spread didn't jump into a buy. Let's see, we'll get rid of that. And you can see right there we have, what is that, Euro GBP. And let's now go over to, we're just doing the Swiss, so let's do the yen. Now there's the yen. Keeps on flirting with that 150 area, just touching it. You know, we can see here, you know, we've been in a weekly buy for 3 weeks. coming up from the low 140s, 43 or something like that. Now we've got up to 150. It's been in that daily buy 3, 6, 8, 11 days. But really, it's longer than that because remember, you had that lunar holiday. And so that kind of, it's even more than that. It's more than just 2 weeks. It's like 3 weeks. Then we take a look at ding, 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 ding. And we'll wait. We can go over and take a look at the Nikkei and all like that towards the end. We'll go through all that. And then you can see here on the Great Experiment, it's still hanging out, and we've got a new box for it. Let's hope it breaks the bottom of that box. Let's move that box down. Come on, go down, go down. Then let's reduce a little inflation there in Turkey. That's pretty good. Let that go away. Go away, inflation. Go away. So there's the Great Experiment. It seems to me more that there's a weakness in the euro than there is strength in the Turkish lira. But I'll take it no matter what. Anything that helps the population in Turkey out. That would be a good thing there if the currency would come back down and get some buying power again. When your currency was 1-to-1 to the euro and 1-to-1 to the dollar, basically, and now it's like 37-to-1, that's very painful economically. Very painful. It's a horrible tax. Horrible. All right, there's South African Rand. It's acting a little strange. It's got that upwardly slope. But overall, all we've been seeing is gold trying to turn around. So let's put gold up on the screen. We all scream for gold on the screen. So yeah, it was doing the same thing. It was trying to move down. But the last 4 days, look at that. They've been like reaching for it, holding on to it, and reaching for it again. It's flirting with the all-time high area again. And you can see we've been in a weekly buy since like the cows came home. I mean, all the way back in the first week of July down in the 2400 area. The thing has gone up $300. July and August and September. For 3 months, it went up $300, Someone was trying to tell me yesterday it went up $600. I was like, no. Let's see, where did it start from that would be $600? So right there in March. So let's see. So March. Oh, that's February, really. February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. So you're talking 8 months. It was down in the 2100 area for it to be up $600. 8 months, not 3 months, not 6 months. And so there is the gold. Holding on really firm. Really firm. And yesterday we thought when they started punching on the silver, we thought, oh, are they going to break this thing? It was looking like it was going to close in a sell. Then they turned it around yesterday. Look at that right there. I mean, we had a little red line in there yesterday, the whole bit, and then by the end of the day, it was right back in the saddle again. And you can see here, this has been in a buy since the middle of August. It's been pushing into the buy, and I was like, oh man, is this thing going after the 28 or 29 again? But they dug itself out of there, and that's good, seeing silver holding on like that. So from silver, because what we do is we look at the South African Rand, and when we look at the Rand, you see it's been kind of like that upwardly slope here, and that's usually bearish for the metals, and that's why they've been sideways. But now they don't seem to care either way. They're not paying attention to the Rand. They're running right with. Let's move some of these lines too. Let's grab that line and put that one. See, that was a buy. There's your buy right there. I think that was a buy all the way across still. Just the dots. That was a sell. All right, so that was a buy right there. Let's put a sell in here. And then, let's see, what did we do there? We went back into the sell again. That's what it was. Right there. And so when this is going down, gold is going up. And for sure, we saw that. Gold went flying up. But this bounce had me a little configured. I was like, whoa, wait a second here. What's going on? What's happening? So I went into the buy there. And gold did go down. We saw it going down until the last 4 days. And then they started to knock it down, which means it should start to rally. And then right there, it went into the buy yesterday. So it's like, whoa, wait a second here. What's that all about? Let's make that a greenish. So normally we would expect to see weakness in the metals. That's what scared me. That scared me. But now you can see it's okay. Let's save this. Save workspace. Save workspace as. There we go. All right. So there is that. Now we'll go back to gold. And there's the silver. And they did. They were knocking it down with the South African rand as it was rallying, and that made sense. But these last 4 days, you can see here, it's the 5th day now. They really started to stretch for it. Same thing here. Knocking it down lightly, softly. Wasn't sure what that was going to be all about. And now we do. It seems to have found another bottom. And central banks, I saw Mr. Trump yesterday who was saying, if central banks don't have the dollar, they're going to be buying gold. And that's what it comes down to. Because it's awful hard to put your money into like the BRICS. As much as China looks like they're trying to do something right, it's not happening, that's for sure. So there's the gold. Let's take a look at copper. Copper slid into the sell yesterday. I thought that was a little interesting, kind of like a sign of the weakness. You can see here, I'm going to show you this. I'm going to put it up on the beta. I'm going to show you where the Shanghai is. Let's see, where are you? I passed you somewhere. There it is. So, copper is like the gold of China. So let's do this. It's in the weekly sell at the moment. And let me just show you this. So here, copper is dropping. And right here is the Shanghai. And it popped up from the sugar high. And it's dropping. I mean, it's a little bit better in the sense that, it didn't close on its low. And it generated a green dot. But overall, it still feels the pain. It still feels the pain. What's interesting is you can see right here on the daily, it's trying to get back into the buy. Look at that above. And a green dot is saying, yeah, the short term is trying to get long again in here. And I was saying this yesterday. It wouldn't surprise me. They are so under the amount of money they need to put into the stimulus package over there that, you would think there'd be like another 1 trillion, next week or something like that. You would think something like that would pop out. And then like 2 weeks from now, maybe another 4 weeks away, maybe they pop in another trillion. They need to do about anywhere from 15 to 25 trillion won. And so far they've done $1 trillion, which equates to about $156 billion. So. All right, so the copper kind of says to me that don't be too happy over there with that sugar high. Now from there, we'll go to platinum. Right there. Platinum, kind of leads usually the metals complex. You can see the weekly is still just underneath it. Oh, now it's plus. See, it's so close. Now it's a +4, plus 0.04. Right underneath that minus, right there, minus 343 on the fast. But it's up. Now it goes minus 0.08. So it's bouncing around in a circle around the 0 line. Now it's at 0. See, it's 0, 0, 0. Maybe we should do this. Turn off. Let's see. Do this. Style. And turn that off like that. There we go. So you can see it's right there. 0.04, it's plus again. Bouncing between plus and minus. And, that's the platinum. And, we have the South African rand kind of zigzagging sideways. So, whoop, there's a 20. Just jumped from 12 to 20. So we got 0.200. So they're reaching up for this product. As they're doing that, the stock market seems to be selling down. Let's just take a quick look at the stock market, and then we'll go over to the energies. Right there. Here's the S&P 500. And they've kind of done a little topping in here. I think it's up for the day by a couple points. Is that right? Let me see. I'll tell you in a second. Yeah, up a buck and a half, basically. Just 1.5 points. So you can see right there, you know, a little pop up. It was minus on that one. Now it's plus again. You know, 63, I believe, makes it minus a quarter or flat. You can see it's in a daily sell there, or not daily, an intraday sell. This is the intraday chart. So, matter of fact, I love this one. Check this one out. One of my favorites to look at every so often for option spreads. I use this one right here. It's a 3-hour chart. Don't usually pay attention to minutes and hours, but 3 hours is kind of interesting. And it's climbed into the buy right there, it looks like. 40, 80, and 7. Nope, missed it by a hair. It's still in the sell. So it went into the sell yesterday right here. At first half hour of the U.S. market being opened. Went into the sell there. I don't think it was here. Let's just check that. 0 and 0 and minus. Close. Very close. Being a sell there. And then the next one definitely put it in it. And then the next one fell apart. And the next one fell apart. Now it's been sideways. Maybe we get one more drop. That's what I was thinking. Maybe one more play to the downside. One more time. Play that thing. You can see how it was bouncing off of this area here for a while. You know, the 5,750. This is the S&P 500. So now we'll go over to the beta again. We'll check out crude oil. I think we started off looking at that this morning. I'm happy to see energy prices drop for the people of Europa so that they don't freeze to death in the wintertime. And there it is, a second day in a sell. Our weekly, you can see right here, is still in the buy. Daily is 2 days in a sell. We'll keep an eye on that. From there, we drift over to the Brent. Let's see what North Sea oil is doing. They follow each other very, very closely. B, right there. Here's Brent. Second day in a sell there. And it's also in a weekly buy for a fourth week or third week or something like that. Let's take a look at that. I think it's 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks. Right there. Then, what do we got going on from here? From the Brent, we go over to Nat gas. We looked at that already this morning. I was all happy about that. You know, it's dragging along the bottom. People will not freeze to death if they keep on taking this stuff down. I like that. Where is it at this point? Let's just put the daily chart up so you can see. It's trading in the 241 area. 241 and a half was the low today. Trading right now at 243.30 with a high of 249.69. Wow. All right. Let's see, what else do we have going on here? Then, oh, that's right. We saw the energy company. You know, it's like weeks in a sell. Not having much of an issue about it all. And then let's take a look at heating oil. This is what makes the world go round. This feeds the airplanes in the skies, and it feeds the trucks on the roads moving product. And you can see here it's 3 weeks also in a sell. And I believe it's 3 days in a sell, not 2 now. No, that's the wrong one. There it is right there. We'll see in a second. Nope, it was in a plus there. So it's just 2 days in a sell. All right, and that is the view of the energy sector. We're moving along fast today. Nice and fast. How about that, huh? What else can we say about any of this? I guess we're halfway through the webinar. I could guess maybe we should have a title for it today. What do you think? What should be the title today? Get that put away so we don't have to worry about it later on. So we can play the U.S. market. U.S. market. There we are. Move that back to that. Go like that. And go like that. And we're going to go title to today. So we were looking at, the energies. And I think yesterday, let's see what yesterday's title was. But yeah, oil sells off big. That was yesterday's. And we're really still in the throes of that. It seems like energies are still showing lots of weakness. Let's see. So we're going to say today's title. Today. We could say, gold. Gold is a biggie, because it's the same situation. Gold challenging all-time high. I think that's a goodie. Yeah, gold is really showing a lot of life in it. As much as I don't think there's much more to run, obviously, politics and everything around is going to be, the bigger question is, Trump wins. Does that put pressure on gold? I would think so. That's why we're at all-time highs. It could be just the way the bonds were, where everybody's waiting for the 0.5% drop, and then they get it, and what do? The bond traders take it out of the market. They just take it back, basically. So, gold could be the same situation. Here we are at all-time highs. Trump comes in. He's big on solid economics. It could be, if everything lands in his favor, we could see a much lower gold, I think. People will have more confidence in dollars. They'll be more confident to be, more investing than play war. Trump's the classic, make love, not war. He's not a big man of war. He had a uniform on for 4 years in a military academy. And he's not that happy about creating war. As far as he's concerned, he took that uniform off and went into the business world because he didn't want to be killing people. And I don't blame him. But, you have to defend your country from vicious people. And Trump is doing his best to save America right now. So that could be a lot of pressure on the gold, I think. I could see that. I could see that very much. But it has to bounce right. In other words, he has to get the Senate. He has to get the Congress. He has to get all those things lined up together. If he gets that, then I would say gold may have some problems. That's what I think. Because I think there'll be less war on the planet. And I think there'll be more economics going on. Business, so forth. Everybody will be getting into the business world again. So here you can see here the heating oil, which feeds the airplanes in the skies and all the big trucks on the roads. It's like, it's been moving down. We're down to the low end of the ebb, not the high end, not $3.25 or $3.50. We are now down at the $2.45 area. No, it's even lower than that. Look at that. Let's put the full screen up there. There is $2.65 back in July. Made a low of $2.05, almost $2.06 basically, a little bit higher, $2.058. And today we are trading at $2.19 with a low of $2.17.3. So energy prices may come down. That's another thing you got to figure, that energy is going to come down. If energy comes down, you got to figure the metals are going to come down. So, it's like, gold right now is flirting with all-time highs. You got to worry about trying to buy all-time highs. All right. So from there, let's take a look at Tokyo. See what Tokyo's up to. How did they do last night? right there. Let's try that again. Right there. Tokyo is down a little bit. It's been in a sell for a few days here. You can see it on the big chart right there. I mean, it's been in a sell, and look what it did here. Our math kept on telling us, don't trust it, don't trust it, don't trust it. And this is right here what's screaming at us, don't trust it. Right there, 5 days minus. And sure enough, it knew better. Knew better than us, that's for sure. Right there. So, I mean, you know, it popped into the sell here, confirmed the sell right there. And you got this lift, and you, if you were short it, which I doubt, but, you know, because we were in a weekly buy, so it's kind of like a neutral thing, and now we're in the weekly sell, and this is in a sell at the same time, so you could have been short here, because you go over to the weekly chart, you'll see here, it's through the manifold, it's been in a sell for the last 3 days, or yeah, all week long it's been in a sell. So just some reminder there, you know, you got to watch all the charts, the three, you know, the total of the charts, the dots, the daily algorithm, and the weekly one. From there, we jump over to, let's see, we were really impressed with the way Taiwan is. You know, they got the Chinese fleet floating around them, teasing them, making faces at them, sticking their tongue out at them. And China and Taiwan says, go away. We don't take you that serious. And let's see, right there. There's the Taiwan market. Okay. As it loads away. And it backed off last night too. But it's in a daily buy and a weekly buy out of all that. You can see here. They popped it down also. I guess that's because of NVDA yesterday. NVDA got beat up. You know, it's been in a weekly buy for 4 weeks, or is it 5 weeks? 5 weeks. So when you go and look at this one right here, you can play the buys, like that buy, and you can play this buy and that buy. Can't play the shorts because it's been a weekly buy for 5 weeks. So, ta-da! So from there, then we'll take a look at Seoul. Seoul, man. Seoul, man. South Korea, Seoul. Let's see, where are you? Right there. I imagine it looks the same as the rest of the gang. Yeah. You can see there's pressure down right there. It was in the buy in this stuff here. Let's take a look at that again. So it's been in a weekly sell for 3 weeks, so you really can't play this long. It's just telling you to wait for the next sell. You know, let's see, that's the 30th. Let's just give this a refresh. And the 30th. Where's the 30th? So it would be, we're in the 10th month, so right here. 27, you know, went into the sell that week on the 4th. Right in here. It went into the sell so you could trade that if it was in a sell. Let's see what that is. That's the 24th. That's 10-4. 10-4. No, it was in the buy at that point. Didn't give you a chance to sell. And so you can't be long any of this. That's the problem. No, well, not the problem. It keeps you safe. That's what it's doing. It's keeping you safe. It's telling you don't trust the move. If one of these had been a red dot, you could be short. But it hasn't been a red dot since, where's the 4th? So in that week, You could probably trade it for a couple of days on the sell side and make a little bit out of it, like catching that the 30th. There's a 30th on here. So you could have been coming in short on the 1st. There's the 29th. There's the 30th. So you probably caught a little of that, and then it wouldn't let you be long in here at all. Wouldn't let you try to ride that action right there. I mean, good reasons. It may move back down into this area here. It looks like a triangle to me. I mean, right there looks like a triangle without a doubt. There and there. Now, it is what would be considered a bullish triangle. That's the interesting thing. That's a bullish triangle. That's your classic R.N. Elliott / W.D. Gann bullish triangle. So it's definitely something to think about. And again, if Mr. Trump wins, I mean, are they going to be buying markets everywhere or what? I would think so. It'll come down to how he wins, you know. If he wins and then at the same time gets the Senate and the House, then wow, it'll be lots of fun there. Lots of fun. All right, from there we go over to Jakarta. Let's see what that oil nation is doing. Right there's Jakarta. Oop. And then from there we'll jump over to Singapore too and see what they're doing. Now look at that. That's been in the daily. We're in weekly sells now for 1, 2, 3, 4th week. So awful hard to be long in any of this. And that would make sense, I guess. You know, they're an energy country. That and rubber plants, right? So, you know, that would mean that they, as oil goes down, they go down. Now let's look for STI. It's right near Hong Kong, I believe, the Singapore market. Right there it is, right there. Now, I've been in a sell all this whole action. I don't think it's gone too far. But it's just you've been able to be short in it, and there's been profits there, that's for sure. And then from there, we go to, shall we look at Hong Kong? Why not? Let's look at Hong Kong, because I think Shanghai was that gap down too? I forget. But let's see what Hong Kong looks like. There's Hong Kong. Yeah, it's been down for days. And it's going into the sell also. Just like Shanghai. Alright, and so now we'll go to the Nifty 50 in India. See what they're up to. And we did resolve our issue with Saudi Arabia's indexes, so I'm happy with that. We'll be able to show you that too. Here is the Nikkei. I'm sorry, not Nikkei, the Nifty 50. A couple days in a sell, 3 weeks in a sell. You can play the sells, but not the longs. Then we go over to, let's do Saudi Arabia. Right there, here is the oil market. Saudi Arabia, Aramco. Let's see, a couple days in a sell there. 1 day in a sell. It's starting it off yesterday there. I don't think that's today's algorithm. Let's give it a refresh. And we'll show it to you too at the same time. Trying to get that thing in there. We'll do this. I will shrink that thing down, and if it's just the last thing in there. I think it's right on the edge. It might be at 0. That's a 0 line. So I'll find a way to get that thing to spit out its number. So here is a plus. You see that? I think it's on 0. That's what the problem is. It's actually on 0. So we have to wait. And you can see here it's that was yesterday. So today when it closes, see, Yes, that's the 15th. Today's the 16th, and there's the 16th. So we're kind of went into the sell yesterday, like right there possibly, but we know for sure the way it's acting that today is going to be the real sell, and or more solid sell. Let's put it that way. So that's the oil company, Aramco. Let's check out this. Oop, let's go to reverse. Let's check out this corporation in Saudi Arabia. This way we got a couple things there that actually fill in. It's National Metal Manufacturing. Yeah, it's kind of like an industrial thing, you know. And you see that a couple days in the sell, flirting with the weekly sell, you know. But it's definitely higher from the last couple of weeks. It was a nice little rally it had right there. You know, starting off in August. You know, there's the rally. Looks good. And maybe, you know, they'll just turn around and lift right back up again. They're just giving it a little profit taking at the moment. And that's the manufacturing index, our metals company. So from there, let's see what they're doing in the, what do they call it, the startup nation. There's Israel. There's Tel Aviv market. Let's see what they're doing with that today. Mm-hmm. 5-month highs, still lifting. A little sloppy in here the last couple days. Still in a weekly buy for 4 weeks here. And let's take a look at it full screen. You know, took off, had a little profit taking, and back in the saddle again. And it's been in that weekly buy. They did try to go after the weekly sell, but closed in a weekly buy last week, and there it is, still in a weekly buy. That pushed it into the sell, and you know, interesting. The fast stayed up there, slow did not. It nipped it. Interesting. We shall learn more and more and more and more and more. Let's see the DAX. Oh, wait a minute. Is there something else we have? We have something else in here too. Let's see if we can find it down in here. Let's see, Hang Seng. I thought we had that 50 thing they have. Let's show you. Well, we'll show you the DAX. Let's show you the DAX. There it is right there. It's closed in a sell yesterday. So it's pressing down and it's flirting with the weekly sell. That's interesting. Over here, let's see what the FTSE looks like. Right there. And FTSE, look at that. They jacked it because of that lower interest rate. And they knew it. Look at, they knew that. You can see it's been a daily buy for 4 days. It's been a weekly buy for 3 weeks. So they had a good idea something was coming around the corner on the upside. It's not exploding or anything, but you know, it's very firm. You know, it's very, very firm. And it's in buy signals. You can see the last 4 or 5 days have been very good there. And then we'll show you, let's go, where are we going to go from here? Let's do one American index. Now, what caught my eye out of all of it is the NASDAQ. Let's see if we can get the NASDAQ up on this thing. So the NASDAQ, the QQQ right there. There's the QQQ. It went into a daily sell yesterday. You can see here it's 5 weeks in a weekly buy, but it pushed into the sell yesterday. And I think we're down just a little bit today. So that'll be interesting to see also. All right, traders, we're out of here. And can we do this? Let's do this. Let's just show you where we are on the intraday with the S&P. We'll throw that up and we're gone. Right there. You see it's kind of zigzagging slowly on a downwardly drift on the intraday chart itself. So matter of fact, let's take a look at, right here, we'll look at the daily of the S&P 500. Right there. It's right on that edge, just plus 367 right now. And weekly's been a weekly buy for weeks upon weeks upon weeks upon weeks. So, all right, traders, we're out of here. We've got the headline today of gold. Something to think about. It's at all-time highs. And we got politics coming around the corner, so it's got to be careful, 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 traders, careful. All right. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Later, later, traders. Have a safe and have a smart trading day. Ta-ta for now.